Hello and welcome to Broadcast in Bed with your host, Brendan Getches. First, in national news, Donald Trump has killed the messenger. Fired James Comey. We have actual footage.
Boss down there.
No man, Persian or Greek, no man threatens a messenger.
You bring the crowns and heads of conquered kings to my city steps. You insult my queen. You threaten my people with slavery and death. Oh, I've chosen my words carefully, Persian. Perhaps you should have done the same.
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
Madness. This is Sparta!
Wouldn't you like to know how we got that? From sources, the president acted with recommendations from Attorney General Jeff Sessions and Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. Reminder, Jeff Sessions had to recuse himself from the Russian hacking probe, but apparently was able to make recommendations about the employment of the head of the probe with no conflicts. The Department of Justice said the firing came as a result of mishandling the Hillary Clinton email investigation, and a replacement will be found soon. In a letter to Comey, it was noted, "Today will mark a beginning for our crown jewel of law enforcement." A jewel, you say, Mr. Trump? Why? If there's treasure involved, and it's at the national level, I think there's only one man for the job. In business news, the Sinclair Broadcasting Group had completed a deal to purchase Tribune Media for $3.9 billion. This increases Sinclair's vast media holdings even further. After already holding 170 local TV stations across the United States, they are now gaining stations in 7 of the top 10 U.S. markets, including New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. This worries media watchdogs, as the broadcasting industry is quickly consolidating. In addition, the name Sinclair sounds like a villain with a very twirly mustache. The move was made possible by the FCC reapplication of the UHF discount, changing how much of the viewing market a broadcaster reaches. Now, in the days of UHF, a simpler time when TVs had bunny ears and Weird Al and David Bowie were movie co-stars, the quality of signal between the basic channels, number 1 through 14, and channels above number 14 were so vast that the FCC only counted 50% of possible viewers of the channels above number 14. Because if you lived at the wrong angle, the TV would go poltergeist during your favorite TV show. With the advent of digital, the signal strength no longer mattered, and in September of 2016, the FCC removed the UHF discount to more accurately reflect how much percentage of viewers a broadcaster reached. This had a huge impact in conjunction with the FCC antitrust limit that any broadcaster can only reach 39% of the United States. Media holding companies such as ION went from only reaching 33.7% of the United States under the discount to reaching 65.2%, meaning they cannot acquire more channels. This rule being reapplied by Trump appointee Ajit Pai allows the Tribune purchase to even take place, as without the discount, Tribune already owned 43% of the market, and Sinclair 38%. Now with the discount and some sales, Sinclair will reach 39% of the market, or more than 70% of households in reality, allowing them further coverage to broadcast whatever messages they choose. In international news, the rising of the moon. As Moon Jae-in is elected president of South Korea. In his first speech, the newly elected president declared, "I will make a just, unified country," in reference to ending the state of political upheaval in South Korea, as the previous president was protested for months after being linked to a national corruption scandal, and was finally removed from office in early March, which triggered the snap election, allowing for a new president. President Moon is seen as a more moderate counter to the sun in the north. And we're not talking about Pokemon, as the new president is in favor of more direct dialogue with possible cooperation, a change in tactics as North Korea looks to establish International Missile Month, with a warned sixth ballistic missile test to respond to the United States deploying previously agreed upon defense systems in South Korea. Most importantly for his citizens, Moon Jae-in wants to establish a South Korea first mentality going forward. In popular news, do chicken nuggets inspire charity? Let's get into the white meat of this story. Last week, a 16-year-old tweeted at Wendy's asking how many retweets it would take to win free chicken nuggets for an entire year. Wendy's challenged him to get 18 million retweets. And Craig Wilkerson, the teenager in question, took them on and tweeted a screenshot saying, "Help me please, a man needs his nugs." The response was overwhelming, with over 3.5 million retweets, making Craig Wilkerson's request the most retweeted in history. This was enough for Wendy's, which donated $100,000 to the Dave Thomas Foundation for adoption, and gave the man free chicken nuggets. Apparently, the homeless people in my city are just forgetting to tweet for help. There's no news if the man also got Szechuan sauce to dip the chicken nuggets in. Now, if this sounds strange, it's actually not the first time in the United States that food has brought thousands to action. In 2014, Zach Brown of Ohio asked for $10 on Kickstarter to make potato salad. In response, he received $55,000 from over 7,000 people amused by the request. But he didn't stop there. He took that $55,000 and invested it into an entire potato festival called Potato Stock, which then all the proceeds from that went to charity. And more famously, the United States started a war that one time they threw tea in the harbor. We take that food seriously here. Thank you very much for joining me, and that's all the news I have for you today. Remember, don't start your day on snooze. Start it with this news. Broadcast in bed with your host, Brendan Getchis.